Welcome to Wealth Stream 101, where the future affluent seek inspiration. In our past videos, we've highlighted the financial status of the world and our country. Did you know that every crisis period brings forth new wealthy individuals? You could be one of them. In this video, as you experience such a significant increase in your income, we're drawing attention to some of the changes that typically occur. As you grow your wealth, the world around you begins to change, and so do the people in your circle. That's why we thought it would be nice for someone to bring all of this together for you. If you're close to achieving this, you might want to review this list and see if it resonates with your reality. Let's now take a look at 15 things that change when you become rich. As each item progresses with increasing intrigue, there will be a bonus waiting for you at the end of the video. Your friends. You might be thinking to yourself, yes, that will never happen. I'll stick with the friends I've had since childhood. However, wealth doesn't usually just happen. It accrues to you gradually over a few years. During these years, while you're building your life, expanding your business, some of your friends will continue to live as they always have. Slowly but surely, you won't hang out with them as often. And even if you do, there won't be much to talk about because you no longer share the same problems or goals. As you start to convert to cash, your friends will want a piece of it. They'll ask you for loans, and even if you comply, it will change the group dynamics. Meanwhile, you'll make new friends who have gone through similar struggles, share similar goals, and new interests. When you become rich, your friends will change, and when they do, there's something you need to remember. New friends will likely be much less loyal than the old ones. So to some extent, you'll always feel a bit lonely and only trust your super tight inner circle. The food you eat. One of the first things people notice when they get a little extra money is that there's more to food than junk. You start buying healthier things. You start thinking about what you're putting into your body. Suddenly, eating pizza all weekend while chugging Red Bull doesn't seem like the dream life anymore. As you look around and wonder why others haven't realized the impact of quality food on their lives, you start appreciating food for its taste and nutritional value. Once you get rich, the food you eat is elevated. You will only eat what makes you better. Where you live. We know many of you dream of living in big mansions, and one of the first things people do after achieving great success is moving to a better neighborhood and a bigger house. You'll want to increase the comfort around you, but please don't lose sight of the basics. Otherwise, you might end up spending hard-earned money on meaningless things. Another thing to remember is that the new place will have a higher cost of living, property taxes will increase, groceries in your new area will be more expensive, and generally, you'll pay more for basic goods than before. Your appearance. Believe it or not, money will significantly change your appearance. And no, we're not just talking about the clothes you wear. As money starts flowing in, you'll have the option to improve your physical appearance. We already talked about food second. This various meal plan will help you lose weight. Now you have the option to sculpt your body and even get rid of things you don't like about yourself, like moles or scars. Even if you're a dude who's got a receding hairline, you can get that fixed. Even Elon Musk had hair implants, so why wouldn't you? Your vacations. This is probably one of the first things people do when they have a bit of money. They start going on vacations that were previously out of their budget. Another star is added to the hotels you stay at. There are luxury shampoos in your bathroom, quality bathrobes, scented candles in your room, and the view is much better. To be honest, if you're a self-made person, you'll still look at the mini bar as a big ripoff, but now you actually have the option to reconsider it. You'll start ordering better food at the hotel restaurant and tipping a bit more. Essentially, money buys you miles. If you used to only visit your state or country and those around you, now you can visit distant lands and expand your story portfolio with all the amazing places you've visited. How much do you care about your taxes? Everyone cares about their taxes, but when you become wealthy, you really start to get into taxes. And why not? You've worked hard to get where you are. You've put in years of hard work and sleepless nights to improve yourself, and now people want more than what you earn. You start talking to accountants, learning how to optimize financially, and discovering a thing or two about offshore banking. If you want us to prepare special video content about where billionaires stash their money, let us know in the comments. Your car choice. If you're wealthy enough to afford a chauffeur, go for it. Otherwise, you'll start looking at cars from a different perspective than before. The slipperiness of the car no longer matters, and your focus shifts to how safe it is. People buy these massive SUVs not to show off, but to increase their chances of survival if anything happens. How people treat you. This is something you didn't expect to happen, and it catches many people off guard. Even those around you start treating you differently, some out of respect, some out of jealousy. Authenticity and sincerity are a few of the things you'll start searching for and rarely find. People are wired this way. They'll treat you differently once you've achieved it. People start coming after what you have, In its simplest form, being a billionaire is a lot like being attractive. When you walk into a room, everyone looks at you and they all want the same thing. We'll let you figure out what that is. You've probably never been sued before, never needed advice from multiple lawyers. Those are things that are about to change. You'll likely get sued, people will try to belittle you, the opposite sex will start flirting with you to protect themselves, and people who weren't friends before will start acting like friends. So when you're rich, you start developing a degree of paranoia. Social media doesn't matter anymore. It's not just social media, it's people in general. You've lived your life trying to make people love you, trying to get the attention you've always craved. But was the only thing that didn't work money? You no longer need their approval. You do things because they make you happy, not to impress others. Your goals. Life expands and contracts based on what you believe is possible. Once you achieve it, the world around you looks very different. Do you remember when you thought making $40,000 a year, $100,000 a year, $250,000 a year was enough? You thought that was enough because you didn't realize they were at that level. You can't see what high levels look like until you get close to them. When money is no longer a problem for you and your family, your focus shifts. You start looking for impact instead of making more money. Above all, you look impactful. You try to make a difference. You want to be as wise as possible. You aim to make your family happy. These are your new goals. What makes you happy? Basic things won't make you happy anymore. Do you remember how happy you were when you got your first smartphone? Buying a new one will bring back some of that feeling. The new things that make you happy are probably the things you neglected when you were poor. Spending time with your kids, appreciating that your parents are still alive, spending quality time with real friends, and many more. Eating at a luxury restaurant will make you happy the first time. After that, it just becomes mundane. This applies to almost anything money can buy. You start reading more. In your journey to wealth, you'll eventually understand the importance of reading and what it can do for someone. You'll see that reading about others' journeys isn't much different from yours, and you'll try to learn little secrets you can apply to your own life. You use books as both entertainment and inspiration to improve yourself. We have a video where we share stories of some of the world's most influential entrepreneurs, which you can check out in the top right corner. You start thinking more about your legacy. Ideally, you'll live forever, but if that option isn't available throughout your lifetime, you'll want to leave your mark on the world. How will you be remembered? Who will remember you? Legacy is such a delicate thing. Think about it. Let's say you're in your 20s or 30s. When your grandchildren reach your age, you'll have no idea who Steve Jobs was or need to know. Even if by some miracle Apple continues to exist 50 years from now, people would be so disconnected that they wouldn't care. So it brings you to an incredibly challenging question about what you can do today to make yourself, not literally but metaphorically, immortal. You tell people exactly what you think. One of the benefits of doing this is that you no longer need to worry about upsetting people, because sometimes, even if what you say isn't well received, you still remain in a pretty good position. It doesn't mean you start insulting everyone around you. Courtesy is still expected of you, but it means you can actually say no when someone asks you to do something, and nothing will happen. One thing you'll realize is that you won't say more than you used to because you truly value your time now. Telling people exactly what you think only works when your situation is good and helps you rid yourself of the phoniness around you. The downside is that you'll end up with only those who can handle the truth. We're curious if you've objectively become rich since making this leap. How has your life changed since then? If you're very young, ask your parents how their lives were before they became rich, and share with us what you think we should add to the list. Still here? Here's your bonus fact. 16. Changes in your sex life. If you're single, expect a lot. Spice up your sex life. It's about to get radically better in ways you've never experienced before. Even if you're married or in a serious relationship, your love life is still on the upswing. You'll want to try and elevate your intimacy with your partner as you travel the world. Thanks for watching Wealthstream 101. Don't forget to like and subscribe to not miss another video. We've carefully selected these videos for you to watch next. See you again tomorrow.